Welcome to Equal Entertainment. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. Pop star Shakira has struck an $8 million deal to avoid a tax evasion trial in Europe. The Grammy-winning singer was accused of not paying more than $15 million in Spanish income taxes between 2012 and 2014. The Advocate Channel's Al Goodman has more from Madrid.
The compliance agreement was read out loud in the Barcelona courtroom by the presiding judge, and all the parties there, including the prosecutor and Shakira, said out loud that they accepted it. The agreement says that she paid $15 million and interest in back taxes that were due for the years 2012, 2013, and 2014. In addition, she will pay another $7.9 million as a fine that was listed as half of the amount that was defrauded. That's the word that was used in the agreement, defrauded. Prosecutors had asked for 8 years in prison for Shakira if she had been convicted on all of the counts at the trial. Instead, the agreement says it's a 3-year sentence, and she can avoid jail if she pays an additional fine of $470,000. All of that was over in just 10 minutes in Barcelona, instead of a 4-week trial that would have had more than 100 witnesses. Shakira issued a statement after the agreement was reached, saying that she had been ready for the trial to defend her innocence, but she said she had to make a choice between the impact that would have on her children, on her songs and her albums and her tours, her career, or whether she said this would be the time to close this chapter and move ahead. It was just a few nights ago that Shakira was on stage performing and also winning some awards at the Latin Grammys, which were held in Spain's southern city of Seville. But in the Barcelona courtroom on Monday, it was a very different kind of audience that she faced. Al Goodman, CNN, Madrid.
A woman who accused Bill Cosby of drugging and raping her is suing him under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Joan Tarshis accuses Cosby of sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager. The Adult Survivors Act, signed in 2022, created a look-back period, allowing victims like Tarshis to file a claim even if the statute of limitations had expired. That look-back period is expected to expire right after Thanksgiving. Tarshis and Cosby met back in 1969 on the set of The Bill Cosby Show. More than 50 women have accused him of rape or assault. Cosby was convicted of sexual assault in 2018, but that conviction was eventually overturned over a due process violation. Congress is demanding answers about Live Nation and Ticketmaster's policies. A Senate subcommittee issued a subpoena to the entertainment company. Live Nation and Ticketmaster first got heat when many concert goers had trouble accessing its website to buy Taylor Swift concert tickets. It raised serious questions about the company's ticket pricing, fees, and resale policy. Brandi Carlile is being honored by Out magazine as the Out 100 Icon of the Year. Her work in the LGBTQ+ community and her visibility as a role model make her the perfect fit for this honor. Carlile says she credits her own queer role models for opening doors.
There are different people all ends of the spectrum that open the doors for me. I would say that if I went off the top of my head and I started listing my heroes, I would go Indigo Girls first.
Yes.
Those are really important icons for me. Elton John, my
Yeah.
greatest hero
Oh,
of all
I love
time.
my Elton John.
Yeah. Annie Lennox.
Yes.
Freddie Mercury, George Michael, Katie Lang. I mean, I could go on and on. These people were pictures that I cut out of magazines when I was 14 years old. And maybe my picture will get cut out of this magazine.
Oh, for sure.
Download the Advocate Channel app to watch exclusive Out 100 coverage, including backstage footage and red carpet interviews. Beginning November 24th through the 26th, watch the Out 100 Special Marathon, streaming live on advocatechannel.com and the Advocate Channel app. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the death of Matthew Shepard. He was brutally slain because he was gay. Now, Shepard's father is joining forces with other fathers of trans kids for a fishing trip. Through this trip, they find common ground and share their unconditional love for their children.
So Dennis Shepard is one of the dads, of course, dad to Matthew Shepard, who it was just the 25 years since he was brutally slain. He was a gay teen, and I think, I may be wrong, I think the dads are all, other than Dennis, dads to trans kids, the other dads. So to me, that says something about perhaps where you think our fight is right now. 25 years ago, just being a gay person in the world was enough to and it still is in a lot of ways, but the real fight is with trans youth at this point. That's where politicians are putting their energy. Would you talk a little bit about having Dennis as kind of the one who's been through it, and then these other dads who are with trans kids?
Absolutely. So true, Tracy, that 25 years, it's been 25 years since Matthew was brutally slain. And Dennis is still traipsing the country, the world, to talk about supporting our LGBTQ youth and just, showing up and loving one another. And he recognizes himself that the fight is so much with families now of trans kids. And he's showing up for them as well. In many ways, he is the role model, right, for what a father who is speaking out and is showing public support looks like. And he's paved that way for these dads to be able to show up and speak out. And by being there, he just lent this sort of gravitas to the whole weekend. But he also recognized that this is not necessarily his conversation. And so he wanted to sort of be in the background. And you can see in the film that that is reflected. And I almost feel like we go on this journey where, Dennis, as he's introducing himself last, we recognize, many of us, who he is and who Matthew Shepard is. But by the end of the film, we hear Stephen's voice, and he is the father of a Black trans son. And we know that the violence, so much of the violence, is directed disproportionately at Black and brown trans people. And so there's almost this passing of the baton that happens through the film. But Dennis ain't going nowhere. He is right there. And honestly, when we premiered this film at South by Southwest earlier this year in March, all of the dads were there, including Dennis, and he got very teary as he talked about feeling so much gratitude for being a part of this project.
Would you talk a bit about the impetus for the dads?
Sure. So about 3 years ago, 3 of these dads who were in the film, I overheard them speaking about taking a trip to the woods. And we just happened to be at the Human Rights Campaign's Time to Thrive, which is the conference for LGBTQ youth. And I thought, listen to these 3 guys, wouldn't it be interesting if America could overhear their conversation and see them at the same time at this conference for LGBTQ youth? And I thought, why don't I just talk to them about that and invite myself along with some cameras? So I did, and they were down for it because they had been looking for a way, I think, to also show the ways in which dads are involved in this conversation and show up and support trans youth in particular. And then we invited 3 more dads along, and the Human Rights Campaign also helped us get there. And we spent this magical weekend with me and a small crew just blending in the background so that these dads could have some open and honest conversations about what it means to be a father of a trans child.
The Dads is streaming now on Netflix. You can watch the Advocate Channel live by downloading our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and thank you for watching.